I'm gonna do a proper greeting for this episode. My native tongue. I'm a little rough. It's gonna be a little rough. I haven't practiced my native tongue in a hot minute, so just bear with me for a second. So it's Jacanyiti Nijaka Akrinon Gendis de Krevar. Thank you. That is Yatsja for hello. Welcome to Bomb Squad of Matinee. I am your host today, Cody Suizo, and I'm joined by the following.
In a world where dads do not rock, one man stands with a robot on his back. Hi, I'm Austin Zwiebelman.
Hi, I'm Tanner Richard Kraft, being very careful not to startle the lovely clear creature. And also I have a cat here. That's the creature I'm talking about. That's lovely.
It keeps fading in and out on your Discord. It's really funny.
Good.
And today we are going to be covering... I'm hosting a new movie for a change. We're doing Predator Badlands. I was supposed to do Mortal Kombat 2 as my new movie debut.
You were supposed to do both.
True. I was supposed to do Mortal Kombat 2 first, but I guess that movie decided to fuck off. I don't know where that went.
Oh, yeah.
But before we trek down the Badlands, I have a simple question for the two of yous. And I didn't want to do a simple movie-related question. I mean, it's movie-related, but always movie-related. What is your favorite alien world from a film? It could be any film, really. I'll start with you, Tanner.
My favorite alien world on a film. You sent us this question earlier, and to be honest, I wasn't quite sure how to answer. And normally what I would do is quickly Google alien planets in movies. However, currently, I'm preoccupied because if I stop petting the cat, she will start moving again, and God forbid she touch my keyboard. Is that right, Turtle? Little stinker.
Yep, you have to actually think for once. Sorry.
Yeah, I have to use my brain.
Scary, I know.
What movies do I have back there?
Pandora.
I'm choosing the airport terminal from the Tom Hanks movie The Terminal. Truly an alien planet.
I mean, I feel like any airport would be pretty foreign for most people.
You know what? Endor from Return of the Jedi. I love the planet full of deadly teddy bears. I kind of love that shit. I love forest foliage locations. I think they're fun. I think they can be beautiful. I've never been to the Pacific Northwest of America, but I imagine please do not lay down on my mouse.
I thought you were saying I've never been to Endor personally, but...
I've never been to the Pacific Northwest of the country, but I know it's very beautiful with lots of forest land, and I imagine Endor was probably filmed on a location a lot like that. So, my final answer is definitely going to be Cybertron. Back to you, Cody.
Great answer. Actually, before my actual answer, I was probably going to say Hoth from Empire Strikes Back, because I love
cold.
It's so cold. But Austin, what is your favorite alien planet?
I actually had a really tough time with this one, and I ended up needing to go with a movie that we've actually discussed on the show before.
We stumped him.
You got my ass, I'm not gonna lie. My pick for this question is the planet Yam from the 1973 film Fantastic Planet. I tell you what, They weren't kidding with that title. Before Avatar, this was the original giant blue aliens with crazy animation type movie. Yam is like this huge psychedelic ecosystem engineered by Roland Tupor's funky-ass idiosyncratic art. There's a bunch of crazy creatures there, some of which are whimsical, others are menacing. Some of them are both. Crystals grow like flowers, there's a vast field of tentacles laid out to look like a big brain. Everything looks like it's part mushroom. And there's this really interesting shit going on with like the dominant species keeping humans as pets, which is the whole plot of the movie. But outside the main conflict, there's like this endless world of other crazy shit to look at. Go check out our episode about this movie that Tim released at the end of 2023 if you want to know more. That's my answer. Back to you, Cody.
Good answer, and you should definitely watch that episode after this one. It's
Seen it,
my
Cody?
time to shine.
Have you seen that episode, Cody?
Probably. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. I should just get my Mac and Me joke out of the way, right? Because obviously, Alien Planet. It's not an interesting. It's literally just Mars full of Coca-Cola. I don't actually. It's not even specified it's Coca-Cola. It's just specified that whatever liquid's in that planet is a similar chemical like combination to Coca-Cola, which I don't know if they knew what they were talking about when they say that, but I'll save my gripes on that because I gotta talk about another really old movie, and I think I've done it. I think I finally found. I think this is probably as old as I can get with movies. I think if we go past this point, I think it's gonna get.
Gonna say the moon from Trip to the Moon.
Guess what, fucker? I am gonna say A Trip to the Moon.
Holy shit!
From Méliès. Except, you know what's weird? This, despite the cover, this doesn't include Trip to the Moon. So, fuck.
Wait. It has the what?
It has this cover, but it doesn't have the movie. It has a bunch of other movies, including Impossible Voyage, which is very similar, but it doesn't have A Trip to the Moon. Regardless, A Trip to the Moon is a visual feast, especially for 1902. It is a very pretty little thing to look at, especially if you see that weird like color version that they did. It's a very pretty sight. Very weird depiction of the moon with all of its little like waves and giant fucking face and those weird aliens that they like. I like the effect where they tap them, but then they're like frozen for a second, and then they have to do the puff cloud effect because they didn't know how to like do a cut at the time. Very funny, very beautiful. But we saw some very fun places today, and now we have made our destination, the Badlands. Austin, you're the first off the ship. What do you think of Predator Badlands?
I am fucked up that Tanner guessed that. How? Are you fucking psychic? How did you guess that?
Well, when he said older, it's hard to go older. I went, well, what's the oldest thing where they get in a spaceship?
I'm gonna have to go older next time. Shit, 1886.
This motherfucker's gonna be like, I remember when the train was coming through the screen. We all ran and screamed.
The famous alien planet, the Round A Garden, or whatever the fuck.
The famous alien planet, France.
Actually, that's very fun. I think when I was making my joke answer for the Brokeback Mountain episode, I think I was gonna say like First Kiss, which was like an 1892 short, but there was no tragic ending, so I couldn't say it. Anyways,
the tragic ending was
Badlands.
Thomas Edison electrocuted an elephant. They're actually it's a sequel. I'm not gonna lie, I had to go to my local bootleg DVD guy for this. I couldn't make it to the theater because they were already having Wicked 2 screenings and the doors were like literally blocked with human bodies.
God.
We have a few. What's weird is the guy had a couple of different copies of the movie, and I wasn't sure which one was which. Like, I saw this one copy where a neckbeard moved to a high school, and it was just like entirely bullies and football guys. That one was labeled like Predator Badlands. Then there was this other DVD about this guy who just loans money for his job, where he moves to a place where no one else can get a job, and that one was called Predator Badlands. Then they had this copy of the movie where it was just Chris Hansen showing up at Epstein Island, and that one was called To Catch a Predator Badlands. I wasn't even mad. I was impressed that like AI movies have made it this far. Then after that, I emailed Dan Trachtenberg and I told him I was a server admin at Toporov and I'd accidentally like locked myself out. He made like one phone call to Spencer and next thing you know, I am all up in the Avid timeline for this shit. So my copy had a time code, but I had a really good time with this movie. Let me start off by saying it's fucking crazy that the dude who directed Portal No Escape back in 2011 is like the more successful Dave Filoni of the Predator franchise. When you start looking at like aggregate review scores of the Predator movies before Prey came out, even the original Predator with like all of its cultural cachet, you start to realize Dan Trachtenberg did the Final Destination Bloodlines thing. He took a franchise where like the best reviewed movie was a 6.5 out of 10. And he manifested some crazy 9 out of 10 ass pure cinema. And not only that, he's done it 3 times. I liked Prey. I think it had solid fundamentals. Killer of Killers, absolute blast. The flashback with the Japanese brothers is like a prime example of how movies can occasionally achieve perfection through the blessed medium of animation. And this movie, Predator Badlands, also fucking rules. Mind you, this is kind of like a Monster energy drink reskin of The Wild Robot. It's a type of screenplay.
I'm not crazy. I'm not fucking crazy for thinking that at the theater. Thank God someone else said it.
It's a type of screenplay that you may have seen before about a protagonist who enters like a comically dangerous environment as an outsider who learns to survive by adapting to like the local threats and resources, and he evolves from like a wannabe conqueror into a kindred spirit of the wild, culminating using the environment against the more technologically advanced colonizer antagonist. This movie takes the template from stuff like Avatar, strips it down to definitely like the bare essentials, and then makes sure all the routine beats are cool as fuck. Just the initial setup for the environmental hazards is like a sci-fi version of every joke you've ever heard about traveling to Australia. The fucking spike grenade poison flowers, the little C4 explosive caterpillars. But holy shit, I absolutely lost it when they got to the razor blade grass. By making everything so extreme, they made these really believable story beats at the beginning and the end. First, the Yautja realizing that, like, he's shitposting on the wrong PvP server, and then using all of, like, these natural things as crazy weapons for, like, the final fight. They really succeeded in making the environment something so insane that it was worth naming the movie after it. I was also deeply charmed by Elle Fanning's performance as Thea. She nailed the delivery on every line. I genuinely bought her enthusiasm every time she spoke. And I love that the screenwriters, like, never had her get, like, super offended or torn up by the Yautja's, like, crazy macho bullshit, even though she, like, doesn't buy into it either. That made their combination this, like, overwhelmingly reductive brute and this like, highly generous, curious scientist lady more of, like, a complimentary exchange. They made all the friction between the two external, which really helped speed along the various stages of their friendship. And finally, I really need to give this movie props for proving once and for all that there is no violent act that automatically gets you an R rating. You can chop people in half down the middle. You can melt them with acid. You can rip their limbs off in any order you desire. And as long as they're aliens, or they're robots, or there's some other creature with funny colored blood, you too can cash in on that sweet, sweet PG-13 rating. And I gotta admit, I was really discouraged when I found out this wasn't gonna be rated R. It bears reminding people that, like, Predator 2 is like Hard Target. It's one of those rare movies that originally got an X certificate just for being too violent. That's hard to do. The majority of X and NC-17 rated movies got that rating for, like, sexual reasons. So it felt out of step with the rest of the franchise, releasing something where the murdering might be, like, toned down even a little. But they didn't pull any punches here. People are fucked up horribly over the course of this film. So for anybody else out there that was, like, worried about the PG-13 rating like me, go buy a ticket and see just how brutal you are allowed to be as long as the blood is not red. Overall, though, I give this like a really strong 8.5 out of 10. Predator Badlands took a popular type of story and made sure all the necessary ingredients were, like, pimped out like a 5-gum commercial. It does not reinvent the wheel, but it may be one of the best versions of this specific type of story in recent memory. I'm excited to see if Dan can keep pulling this off. It's crazy he's made 3 of these. Back to you, Cody.
Thank you, Austin. Very well put. Something I want to note, and just a personal thought. I think the wild robot could kick this Predator's ass. Personal thought. But
yeah.
maybe someone get on that. Tanner, what are your thoughts on Predator Badlands?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. It is the worst Predator movie to come out this year. That's for sure.
That's fair.
Thankfully, the best Predator movie to come out this year was also directed by Dan Trachtenberg, so it's not really his fault. Not really his fault that this movie is kind of a flop at the box office, which is funny because it's also probably going to be the highest grossing Predator movie not adjusted for inflation. I guess these movies shouldn't have $100 million budgets. Make of that what you will. Men don't seem to go to the movies anymore. We seem to be anomalies. I liked it a lot. I'm sorry, what, Cody?
I was going to say they went to see Wicked for Good instead.
Yeah, the women are seeing Wicked for Good, I can tell you that much, and some of them are dragging their boyfriends to it.
Exactly.
I'm saying in general. I went to see Wicked for Good with my family, but of my own volition, I wanted to see it. Yeah, I like this a lot. I think it was as soon as I heard the premise of we're gonna make a Predator movie where the Predator is the protagonist, I was intrigued by what that would look like. I had first assumed that meant that even though the Predator was protagonist, he'd still be a bad guy. I'm not disappointed with the direction the movie went. I think it's a fine, dandy direction. You know, it's probably going to be the best Mandalorian and Grogu movie. I'll tell you that much. I don't know. I think I only saw it. I saw it in theaters its opening day, which was a few weeks ago at this point. So I don't remember it that well, but I do remember thinking that you know, the effects were, I think, really well done. I think we've never had a Predator like really talk so extensively before. I think the lip syncing action there was really impressive. I can't imagine that was easy. I like that this was subtly the most Predator and Alien movies have been in bed with each other since the AVP movies. Also, after watching this movie, I think I've reached the conclusion that So the Predator movies are canon to the AVP movies, and the AVP movies are canon to the Predator movies. I don't think the AVP movies are canon to the Alien movies. Just putting that out there, because nothing in these movies ever contradict Predator lore, but I don't know. They seem to contradict Alien lore a lot. Not that I give a shit. Who cares? I think the action scenes are all really well done. It's really fun. I liked that they had the alien stuff with the androids. I really enjoyed Elle Fanning. I think I'm in love with her. Marry me. Back to you. No, I'm kidding.
Leaving with that is crazy.
and then I leave the room. I'm not here for the rest of the episode. I just go, Elle Fanning, marry me, and then I leave the room. I think they have a fun dynamic. You know, well, what did you look at that, fellas? Another fucking movie with a dual role. A lot of those this year, huh? Cody brought this up before. All these movies, because Elle Fanning plays, you know, the like, sidekick robot, and then also the villain.
Mm-hmm.
It happened a lot specifically this year. They got the tech down, I guess.
Big year for that stuff.
Big fan.
I don't know. I was nervous when they announced it was PG-13, but I also pretty much expected off rip that it wasn't PG-13 because like they were toning it down. I imagined it was PG-13. And after watching the movie, I can confirm, as long as the blood isn't red, it seems you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Apparently.
Because it's clear to me that Dan Trachtenberg did not make this to be a PG-13 rated movie. Though, at the same time, there's an adorable animal sidekick, which screams PG-13. So, I don't know what to make of that. Also, that fucker grew fast. Did you notice that?
Yes,
at the end when he's fighting his dad, he's like a giant little thing again. Or like already? I'm like, what the fuck? How'd that happen? What?
That Badlands built different. I don't know what to tell you.
It's like he left the atmosphere and he went, I'm growing. Talks like that. Predator, it's me. Baby sidekick.
Bud.
It's me, Predator Baby Yoda. That's what its name is. It's Predator Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sort of running out of steam here because I just don't have too much to say. I think it's a good movie. I had a lot of fun with it. Some people are reacting very strongly to it, I find, which is their right. But I'm seeing a lot of people being like, I think this is the best Predator movie ever. You're allowed to think that. I don't even, but like I said before, not the best Predator movie to come out this year. I think I even like Prey more. definitely better than
The Shane Black Predator.
definitely
movie.
better than The Predator, which is also the worst movie ever made.
Woo, the Predator.
Not just
mentioned.
worst Predator movie. It's just fucking dog shit water ass movie, The Predator.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish I had more to say. I liked it a lot. I think it was a lot of fun. Performances all around are good. The effects are good. I love the alien planet. I love how live the alien planet is. How like everything on it is engineered to kill you. It's really fucking anime in that regard. I feel like. Overall, I had a ton of fun watching this movie. I will probably put it on again. It's a great this is the prototypical you're flipping through cable movie and then this comes on halfway through on TNT and you just kind of sit there and finish it. It's like perfect for that. Fun movie. I liked it a lot. Back to you, Cody.
Thank you. And I will have to check out Killer of Killers. I wasn't able to watch it in time. I don't have a Hulu subscription, so my bad.
Well, now you can watch the extended edition. It has now come out, so you get it with the extra stinger at the end.
Oh yeah, they're putting patch updates on movies now.
Oh yeah. The first time I heard about like an update on a movie, what was it? I don't remember.
Cats?
Whatever.
Cats is famous for that.
I let the record show. I say this every time it got brought up, but I broke the butthole cut existence months before that became a big story on the internet. I knew a guy who knew a guy that worked on Cats, and that told me about how they at the last minute had to edit out buttholes.
Oh my
And
God.
I heard about that, and I talked about it on my radio show in December, like a week after the movie came out, before anyone else was really talking about it.
Holy shit.
I'm glad you get to talk about buttholes before everyone else.
Bring that
Tanner.
up every time. I'm sorry, I have to bring it up every time. Because I broke the butthole cut existence months before it caught wildfire on the internet.
Fair enough, I suppose. Man, I guess the true Badlands were the friends we made along the way. That's my synopsis of this movie. You guys both covered it pretty extensively and well. It's going to be hard to follow up with that, especially since I thought the movie was relatively good, relatively entertaining. As Austin said, it's a relatively by-the-numbers plot, and I want to go on the record and say that there's nothing wrong with being by the numbers. I think, it's entertainment. Be entertaining. If you want to go down, tradition, sure. I mean, hell, I love the Godzilla and Kong movies, and those movies are generic as all hell, but they're still fun times. And I think Predator Badlands doesn't strive to be anything deep or impactful. It's just meant to be a good time. That's why I do agree with you, Tanner. If anyone's saying this is like a 10 out of 10 movie, I'm going to be like, which scene hit you the hardest? Was it when the worm jumped up and sacrificed itself? Did that make you cry in the theater? I know one person watching. It's got to be at least one.
Yeah,
Surely. Also, unrelated, what was the fucking Predator's plan there? Because, he had no plan. He just stood there. And then the worm took the hit stun. That was just a very interesting scene.
We talked about it beforehand. Right? That's how we knew it was going to happen.
Oh, cool. He had the kit plan. I gotcha. I do like that this movie follows a Predator, or I guess a Yacha. I kind of wish he wasn't like a weak runt, because it kind of falls into the genericism a little bit harder, because it's obviously this plot of I'm weak and I need to prove myself, so I gotta do something that makes me worthy. So I'm gonna go to the fucking Badlands and do all this Badlands stuff. I think the only problem with that is that works for pretty much every kind of genre of film, but the thing is when it's Predator, when you have a pre-established kind of character, it is weird to see him in this beta form now, because I know what Predators are capable of. I wish I could have saw. I think the first scene should have been at least him on a successful hunt, even if it wasn't that impressive. So we could have at least been yeah, that's our boy. That's who we're here for. I also thought the whole premise of just I think the hunt motive would have been enough, but then dead brother motive, for extra bonus points, of course. I think that was just a little weird, because it really only comes back to the very end where it's I gotta kill you, father, for revenge. But again, it's nothing that really took me out of the experience. It just added to this like genericism that the film kind of all. This film's kind of like a cheese pizza in a sense, you know, easy to eat, easy to share, easy to come back to, just simple and easy, and that's nothing wrong with that. I like a film that doesn't challenge me every 5 minutes. The effects were pretty solid. I like the Badlands as a planet. You know, it stands out a decent bit. I think the blade grass, quite literally blades, I think that's a really unique concept. It makes you it forces the characters to like experiment and, you know, do different things, and I think that was a very interesting thing. I can't say her name. Thea in this movie, really good character. I think complements Predator well, even if it is, you know, like I said, pretty quirky sidekick motif. I think she handles it pretty well. And and I keep saying this movie's generic, but there's a lot of things in this movie that you can't really find anywhere else. I mean, there's literally a scene later where you're watching a pair of legs fucking fight an android, and that legs dabs up the other half. Like, name me another movie that has that. I'll wait. But it's got that unique Predator charm that keeps it from being like just like mediocre. So I do enjoy it for that, and I think it follows the plot down to a T where it's very interesting. The soundtrack's pretty nice. Definitely not the best soundtrack I've heard this year, but I don't know. I've been paying more attention to the soundtracks. I really like that opening song with like all the hmms and shit. Like that was I got into the mood with that song. But
The mood?
The mood. I can't say any word next to you, Tanner Richard Kraft. God damn it.
The mood? That shit turned you on, dog?
And so what if it did? So what if it did? I like this movie. This movie was a good movie. And we'll talk about it more after this commercial break. Welcome back from that ad break for another ad. It's Movie Palette. Where is it? Bring me your spoils of war.
Impatience.
There it is. That's for Punch Drunk Love. There it is. Punch Drunk Love. That's a movie palette. Takes every frame of a motion picture and it puts it on a beautiful canvas. I imagine some Predator movies would look great on a movie palette, especially some of the older ones.
They got Jared Leto movies on there.
You got Jared Leto movies on there.
Yeah, you said Predator, right?
Oh.
And for a little extra, if your movie's not on there, you can get a custom one made. But before you do, make sure you put in the code SQUAD15 to get 15% off your order. That's moviepalette.com. Back to Predator Badlands. Anyone wanna jump into some interesting topics? Anyone wanna shoot their shot? Yeah, Austin. I was basically pointing at you because I know you got some crazy bullshit to tell me.
I want to hit you guys with some of the title variations from foreign territories. Check this out.
Okay.
So in Belarus, this movie is called Predator Planet Death, right? No big deal. In Hong Kong, it's called Predator Savage Battle. Okay. In Bulgaria, it's called Predator Danger Zone. We're getting there.
Okay.
In Taiwan, it's called Ultimate Warrior Kill Planet. And then finally, best of all,
Amen.
In Vietnam, it's called Invisible Beast, The Land of the Dead. That's the fucking title for this over there.
That is.
I'm always saying this.
That is like the title of an obscure like 50s B movie that you've never heard of until like the days of the internet. That is a great name.
You guys going to the screening of Invisible Beast, Land of the Dead tonight, 1956, directed by Roger Corman. Have you guys noticed you guys got YouTube? Have you guys noticed that like the anti-woke brigade hates this movie? You guys seen this?
Well, yeah, usually, because like it's they got women.
There's a woman.
Yeah, they got weak beta predator and strong female half woman.
Cocks.
I was shocked. When I watched this movie, the very last thing I thought was like, yeah, this reminds me of the Culture War. Like, I was really surprised when I saw the Little Platoon has a 3-hour video hating on this. I just didn't think this would be a regular target.
It's all culture war to these useless wastes of space.
I just... It's like, how do you go to the Badlands and go, this is giving me some political vibes. I can't
Badlands.
put my finger on.
Guys, this is not Predator Badlands. It's Predator Woke Lands.
Oh.
They made Predator woke.
There's not a single
I
human
liked it better when my
character.
Predator movies were going around saying autism is a superpower. That's when the Predator movies rocked.
Shoutouts to my autism ally, the Predator.
Yeah, I would not call that movie an ally.
No, I'd call the Predator an ally.
I love
but
that the Predator is like, I need to steal the autism so the Predator species can be more advanced. Yeah, man. You're just going to have really awkward times at parties.
Wait,
People are going to tell a story and you're not going to be sure if it's a funny story or not, man.
What if we do a deep fake where we take the Shane Black Predator movie and we Photoshop like young Sheldon's face on the kid, so it's just the same exact movie.
10% better.
I gotta steal this.
It goes up a letter grade. From an F to a D. Yeah, it's in my collection somewhere. I'll get to it when I get to it.
Young Sheldon?
Yes, of course. I have all 10 seasons. That's how many seasons
They
are.
be putting clips of young Sheldon on my YouTube shorts sometimes.
Oh,
And I'll just stare at them and I keep wondering when's young Sheldon gonna show up. They had an episode of Young Sheldon that dropped the day the Big Bang Theory ended, and it's just young Sheldon crying going, I'm never gonna have friends. And his mom's going, yeah, you will. And then they played a bunch of clips of Big Bang Theory. And I don't know. It felt like, I don't know how to explain it, but it felt like cyberbullying somehow.
That reminds me of like the speech at the end of Air, the Michael Jordan movie, where he's just
Yeah, but it was cool when it did it that way. He just like accurately predicts the future. Matt Damon just goes, here's going to happen. Michael Jordan's career is going to happen. And Viola Davis goes, that's right. Michael Jordan's career is going to happen. Give us $1 billion.
So, back to the Badlands.
There's this.
How's Michael Jordan doing on this planet? Who does better on the Predator Badlands planet? Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Discuss.
Michael.
Okay. Are we talking about just normal LeBron James and Michael Jordan? Or are we including Space Jam lore?
They have a gun.
I was talking about Space Jam. You need a really long arm in order to survive on the Badlands planet. Space Jam MJ can survive it.
Yeah, what about Space Jam LeBron? Space Jam LeBron needs to be in a computer to do anything.
True. Michael Jordan can just naturally do this.
And then on the Predator Badlands planet, LeBron James turns a corner and he sees him. And he looks around and he asks his Predator buddy, is that Don Cheadle?
If Don Cheadle showed up in this movie, I would have shat my pants.
Just as himself.
Yes, that's terrifying. I was gonna ask what's your favorite creature design in this movie, because there's a lot of interesting little critters in this. You guys got
fucking
any?
worm.
I got big ass dopamine when I saw, like, when you realize Bud is the Callisk, and you realize the Callisk is just a big bud. That fucking, like, I don't know, I got tingles back there. I was like, oh, hell yeah. Big pet. And I like the Callisk.
That's good. Yeah, Callisk is, I mean, that's the big creature. I like how, like, the point of this movie is for the Predator to kill the Callisk, and he doesn't kill the Callisk.
Don't worry about it.
That's kind of funny.
He brings back the tiniest android head, like the smallest possible drone.
It's really
I
funny.
remember seeing that when he throws the little android head. I was like, buddy, there's no universe where this does anything for you.
Yeah,
Didn't
no.
even
First thing
include
when
the
I saw
spine. The spine is missing.
when I was getting to the end, I'm like, wait, is he just gonna take credit for the cow? Because, like, okay, what if he took credit for the cow's kill? Like, he just brings back, like, the frozen husk of the cows with the father go like, shit, all right. I mean, clearly you used your weapon, so I guess you did it.
You know, speaking of the end, what was his plan when he was like, I guess the right son did die? What did he think was going to happen there? What did he think was going to happen?
Shit. How about you spare me, dog? You don't have to finish your revenge plot. It's all good.
Your brother was a little bitch, actually. Fuck him.
Yeah. But then
that guy you just said, I know you just came in here explicitly saying you're mad I killed him, but he was a bitch, right?
You're not a bitch. Join me.
Yeah.
Join me in the not bitches club. And he said, nah,
You're
you're
a
invisible
pussy
club.
boy. You're a little pussy boy. You're not a little pussy boy.
I'm sorry, I can just imagine him with like one of those big like garbage things you get like public places, just dumping out the frozen chunks of Kalisk, and the dad being like, "What's this? What is this? It's just all
What am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with this?
Did you?
Well, how else am I supposed to? Can't bring this like the fucking head of a regenerating creature. I guess he just brought the offspring instead. Sure.
There's one thing. I've been listening to a lot of Dan Trachtenberg interviews, and there is one thing that's kind of dope about the film's editing, or more so like who worked in the editing bay. So this movie was cut by two people, one of them being a guy named Stefan Grube, who's more of like a standard player at Disney and Fox, but the other editor is Dan Trachtenberg's brother, David Trachtenberg. Like David Trachtenberg, who edited Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl, not the national security advisor who's horny for missiles. And that kind of rocks, because his brother's been stuck editing television for the last 8 years, and so it's kind of cool Dan was able to, like, get his brother another feature film gig. There was cool nepotism that happened here. I think it's neat. I want Dan to win.
You love to see it. Austin, I hate to bring this up because this is going to ruin your cool fun fact, because I looked up Stefan Group, I was like, I wonder what he edited. First thing is that it's highlighted that he's known for Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker.
Yes, he is.
The next thing you'll notice on this IMDb is if you look to the right at the picture, it's just the Twin Towers blowing up. Oh. I'm not joking. That's what shows up.
Hold on,
if
I'm
you search
pulling
up
it up.
Stefan Group and you look at the IMDb, I don't know if it's like a browser thing, but like it literally just shows.
What do you mean, like a browser thing? Do you have an extension that randomly puts 9/11 on web pages?
I don't know if it's like a cache. I don't know. Look it up.
What are you regularly Googling 9/11?
Oh, it's for a 2007 film called The Unrecovered. But it is just the Twin Towers in black
Motherfucker,
and white.
that is just the Twin Towers.
Okay, I was in like fear that like suddenly it was not going to show up for YouTube. Like, Cody, what are you on about? There's no towers here.
What the fuck? That's a tree? Is that the Death Star? Wait, what the fuck is this?
He did edit
What
Star
the
Wars.
Fuck? No, I'm still on the 9/11 thing. You gotta watch that trailer, man. This is crazy. Hold on, what is this movie?
I'm not watching
the film's so it's called The Unrecovered. The film's title refers not only to the unrecovered bodies at Ground Zero, awesome, okay, but also to the state of the nation at large. Set in the hallucinatory period of time between September 11th and Halloween of 2001, The Unrecovered examines the effect of terror on the average mind, the way a state of heightened anxiety and or alertness can cause the average person to make the sort of imaginative connections that are normally made only by artists and conspiracy theorists, both of whom figure prominently in this film. The Unrecovered explores the way in which irony, empathy, and paranoia relate to one another in the wake of 9/11.
Question: why does it stop specifically at Halloween?
Well, you know what happened.
That was what we got over.
It's like, Thanksgiving's coming up. Fuck this.
The writer, director, and producer of this movie is a guy named Roger Copeland. What else has he made? Nothing.
Well, at least
he made a 9/11 movie that was like, man, bitches be crazy after some planes run into buildings. and then he pieced out after that. He said, all right, I'm out.
That was it. That was my bit.
Oh, hold on, actually. So all the cast is a bunch of unknown actors, but here are the character names that are listed. Flight attendant, magician, Madeline, Joanna, pianist, and of course, Islamic Community Center employee.
There we go! My favorite guy!
Joanna Goldsmith is listed in the cast twice. One as playing Joanna, and another with nothing, just that she's in it.
Maybe she makes a cameo later. I don't know. We need to leave this discovery behind.
I found out. So the planet in this, Jenna, right? So I found out on the record, it's actually Gena with a hard G, like golf. Reason for this is the original planet name in like an earlier draft of the screenplay was Gehenna, which is like a Hebrew word that means like a hellish, fucked up place. That word originally was from like, it was named after this valley in Jerusalem where they sacrificed kids, or somebody sacrificed kids. But yeah, it's awesome. Gena with a hard G. Also, the Duffer Brothers are in this. This is kind of making the rounds.
The computer of the ship.
Yeah, because when they went to mix the sound for Predator Badlands, the Duffers were just taking up huge real estate doing Stranger Things Season 5. And so they dabbed up Dan Trachtenberg, and he was like, get in here. I need somebody to voice the ship. It's their combined 2 voices with like a filter on it, which is, dope if you're like a Netflix fan or whatever.
A Netflix fan. That's such like a white mom ass. Like,
if someone came up to me and said, I'm a Netflix fan, I think I would kill them on the spot. I couldn't let them reproduce.
This happens to filmmakers sometimes. This is one of those movies where the director got heartbroken and fucked up after the first test screening. So apparently, like during the very first test screening for this, Dan started like getting anxious and he went to the bathroom. And when the movie ended, some dudes from the screening came into that bathroom, not knowing he was in the toilet, and just went, what the fuck was that really loud? And so he was just sitting there kind of feeling really bad about himself. He was just like, oh man, no one likes my Predator movie in a bathroom after the first test screening. But it turned out okay. So if that ever happens to you, just do another test screening until it's better, That's how it works. Yeah. To my knowledge, the thing they added, like, from the test screenings until like the final product, one of the big things they did was they made the ending fight happen, because originally it was really short. He goes back to the planet, squares up with his dad really fast, and they do like a Yojimbo thing where they like zoom at each other, and then you see that like the main Yautja has like blood on his claws or whatever, and like the dad's like whoosh. Like the end of Kill Bill Volume 1, and then like it just cuts. It's like over, like barely a thing. And all the test audiences were like, "You motherfucker, make that longer." But the reason it was as short as it was they ran out of money. So Dan had to go back to 20th Century Fox and be like, "Listen, we need more money." And Fox was like, here, have a little. So they had to how the dust covers up his dad and shit in the final fight? That dust was for cost-saving reasons. They actually planned the fight so it'd be less expensive to do VFX for. That's kind of why it's like that, because they had to beg for just, please, sir, may I have another scrap of money? The people demanded ending fight.
Please, 5 million more. That's actually crazy, because the dust overshadowing the fight actually looks really cool, especially when it affects the Predator's little invisible gadget. It actually looks really, really, really cool. Mm-hmm. I'm curious where this is all going to go to. I'm vaguely familiar with how Killers ends. You guys will have to fill me in, because I don't know how if Badlands is connecting with this, if they're going to do some big crazy thing, because it's all by the same director. So if you guys have any thoughts on where Predator is going from here as a franchise, ignoring box office and shit.
I think they're just going to keep letting Dan Trachtenberg do his thing.
That's good.
One thing about Killers of Killers is the Predators, they're playing 4D chess. They keep everybody who's ever been able to kill a Predator in the same place. It's like if we got our most dangerous and violent criminal, only people who have ever successfully shot the leader of a nation state, and we put them all in the same warehouse. That's what the Predators have going on, and it's a great idea, honestly. They're just keeping them on ice. Just we can pull out one of these dudes. It'll always be exciting. These guys are great at killing Predators. All 3 movies so far, I think, kind of stand on their own. There's a cameo from the main character of Prey at the end of Killer of Killers. She's on ice. Also, so is Dutch. For the most part, these movies have been kind of standalone. And he, what is it? I think after Prey was successful, he's like, I have 3 gorgeous, brilliant ideas. And Fox went nuts over these ideas. And Killer of Killers was one of them. This was the second one. And we're waiting on the 3rd idea. But the thing is, every time what he said was, it had to be new for the Predator franchise, but also it had to be something I've never seen in science fiction before. That was his actual approach was there's never been this in the sci-fi genre. genre. So I'm excited to see his like third take, because it's probably going to be radically different than what we've seen so far. Tanner?
Which is good.
A musical entirely in an alien language.
There we go.
Wait a minute.
Wicked Badlands.
Holy fuck!
Predator for good.
Yeah, Dan's better that Wicked took all the flame, so next movie is just gonna be a musical.
A Predator musical. Holy shit.
I never knew I needed this until like right now.
You're welcome. Dan,
Yautja.
call me.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was mainly making.
Sorry,
the
I love
because,
that
like,
they're called the Yautja, because every time they would say that, I just imagine like a cartoon, like fucking Looney Tunes going Yautja, like they just got hit by a frying pan.
They're named after the Looney Tunes pain noise. That rocks.
Yeah, the rejected name was ah. Oh, that was a great.
Could you
way
imagine
for
just every 5 minutes of the movie just ah?
Yeah. Oh, what's your name? Yahoo!
I would love it. Just the cut of this movie where he keeps stubbing his toe. Like, he's fine most of the time, like he is in this movie, but he just keeps stubbing the same toe.
He's stepping on Legos.
So in that fucking beginning scene where fucking the Yautja gets like owned by the fucking like the fucking plant monsters, like it should just be, you just need like Mel Blanc noises all over that. Him fucking screaming and writhing in pain.
Predator Badlands, but with Ed, Ed, and Eddie sound effects in place of the normal Foley.
Listen, if there's enough footage out there, that's the mid-roll bit right there. 100%.
Did you guys know Dan Trachtenberg was offered the role to direct Guardians of the Galaxy before James Gunn? I had to throw this in.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's weird. I'm glad he did this instead.
Sorry, Cody, I interrupted you. It had to come out.
No, I was just, I thought of the plant scene again, and I just thought of how much of a fucking, like, little loser this fucking Yautja is, and it's really funny. Because he goes to this planet, like, probably, like, all, like, huffed and puffed and pissed off, and then immediately gets, like, fucking JV5 stocked at the first, like, creature, loses, like, half his shit, and he's just like, fuck, I'm gonna go this way now. I also like how, like, this is something that's weird to me, that, like, he left, like, half of his, like, shit at the ship just for the fucking android to pick up later. It's
Don't
like,
worry
oh,
about
these ice bombs? I guess I'll use them. And the Predator laser scope? I guess I'm using that now. Okay.
Maybe he had that instinct of, like, the dad who didn't pack enough for camping, where he's like, well, I was in Boy Scouts. All we need is a blade of grass and a little piece of water on my hand. We can make it. Yeah. You know, that was his thought. He was like, I was in Predator Boy Scouts.
Yeah, but the difference is that it's like that mentality if you have an entire, like, box of shit you need just in your camper. Would have helped a little bit, buddy, but oh well. He made it fine. He got his Robo Bestie. It all worked out.
I do love the shot of Thea come, like, she just knocked out the monster and she just, like, comes into the frame like, hi, nice to meet you, before he blacks out. That was a good shot. That was funny. Yeah,
I thought she was gonna be annoying, but honestly, I think she was pretty entertaining. I don't think she wasn't overbearing. She was like she felt like felt like an actual AI assistant just rambling, like while this yacht is trying to do his shit and be all cool and epic.
Our girl's just yapping at this point.
Yeah. I don't really have much else to say. Like I said, it's not a movie I can dig too much into. So unless anyone's got anything else to add, any little funnies?
It's fairly straightforward, you know?
First, it was Alien v Predator. Next will be Predator versus Ella McKay. Only in theaters this December.
What the fuck?
And with that, we're at our final thoughts. Tanner, what are your final thoughts on Predator Badlands?
It's a good movie. I had a lot of fun with it. I think it expanded upon Predator lore in an interesting way. Not that lore matters, but I don't know, it kind of does a little bit sometimes. Not matter, but it's fun. I had fun with it, and this is a better movie than The Mandalorian and Grogu. Guaranteed. This is the better Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
We're going to come back to this episode in like 6 months. We'll see. Austin, final thoughts?
Predator Badlands, more like Predator Good Movie. Another $1 million to Dan Trachtenberg. He's got that early Pixar thing going on. 20th Century Fox should worship him like Jesus. Good film. Back to you, Cody.
Yeah, and I mean, my final thoughts are pretty much the same. I mean, I think this is a good time, very entertaining. I think it's just a simple, straightforward, yet relatively effective movie. He went and said, I want to make a movie where a predator goes to the Badlands. And he did that, and he did it really good. I hope this movie somehow just like gets an Oscar nomination for no reason. I just want that personally. I don't know what it'd get, but like, I don't know, just give it one. Make me feel better.
Best visual effects, sound design.
Best visual effects. You never know. And with that, that concludes another Bomb Squad Matinee. And this will also conclude my temporary editing for the matinee. Our beautiful Tim will be returning next week with what I'll tell you in a bit. But I want to just say to the other Bomb Squad members, thank you for trusting me with the matinee for the month. I appreciate. And I had, despite the difficulties, I had a lot of fun. So thank you. And with that, thank you all. Thank you all for watching this episode. If you're listening on our streaming platforms, make sure to leave a review. It helps us in the algorithm, I think. I don't fucking know. But if you want to help us more personally, you should go to our Patreon. $5 tiers gets you access to commentary tracks, which we will do more of, and $10 tier gets you a shout out. So, of course, Tanya Craft. Shout outs to Tanya Craft. We love to see it around here. And if you want to support, us more personally, we have a merch store. As of usual, I'm repping the shirt with pride. They got posters there as well. We'll probably add more whenever we do, but it's bombsquadproductions.shop. Plenty of good stuff there. And if you're on YouTube, hi. Leave a comment. What did you think of Predator Badlands? Is it one of your favorite Predator movies? Do you think the others were better? What was your favorite character? What do you expect for more of the future Predator? Yada, yada, yada. And while you're down there, leave a like. Subscribe to see more videos. Get the notification. Hit the hype thing. Whatever else YouTube has to this fucking platform. God damn it. And tune
Rate
in.
this video 5 stars.
Rate this video 5 stars. Bring it back, YouTube. You know you want it. And tune in next time when Tim will return glorious as they will be covering Angel Egg. It must be a good time. I don't know. I never watched it. So with that in mind, this has been another Bomb Squad Matinee. Bye-bye.
Just slid my ticket across the table and I said, sorry guys, I gotta see about a girl.